Hey guys, welcome back. I'm going to show you how to do our new rose petal template. This is template number 4. Currently I have petal templates for the roses 1 through 5 up on Etsy. So a little bit more about this, you will see the screen at the end. It'll tell you the basic pattern layout for this rose. There's that paper again that you'll see. At the very end of the video you'll hit pause and then copy that down if you want to do this exact rose. As you see, we have 4 different petal layers or sizes, and then the crossbone piece and the hexagon. The hexagon is 4 inches. I used an 8-inch bone piece, and that is a 7, 6, 5, and 4-inch petal that I'm using. We're going to start by looking at our largest petal, the 7-inch, and we are going to curl those in pairs of 2 and make it a little bit faster. So the way that I curl my petals is I take a glue stick and I roll the petal. The more pressure that you use, the tighter the curl, or the more curled it will be. If you don't use a lot of pressure, it'll be a little bit less curly, but just do it and play with it depending on what kind of petal look you're looking for, and see what you come up with. So we're going to do that for all of the petals, the largest through the smallest. Alright, now that we are done curling those petals, we are going to move on to that center piece. These are the pieces that I like to call bones, and you cross them, make a crossbones piece. We are going to curl each of the sides, just like so, of all 4 of the bone pieces. Now we're going to take our petals and we are going to glue the bottoms to give it a curl, or like a bloom kind of shape. And I will show you how to do that. There's our 3 largest petals. That's how we're going to place them. But I'm going to pick those up and I'm going to show you how to glue the 4 different sizes a little bit differently so that the smallest ones are blooming upwards more and the largest petals are a little bit flatter. Alright, so we're going to take our glue gun and we are going to only glue on the left side of that division line. We're going to start with the first 2 petals. The first petal, the largest petal, you're just going to cross over that right part a little bit. The second petal, you're going to do it a little bit more, and same thing with the third and fourth petals. Since we're working with 4 different sizes, kind of think of it like a quarter. So move the first one over a little bit, about a quarter of the way, the second one over about halfway, the third one over about 75% of the way, and then the fourth, the smallest petal, move it all the way over. And that right there is what I'm talking about. Like, you kick it over a little bit more the smaller that you go until you are all the way crossed over at the bottom of that 4th petal. So we are going to do that to all of our petals, starting with the largest layer and then working our way through the smallest layer, still keeping in mind kicking over that right part over the left part a little bit for the bottom layer, the biggest petal, and then working our way more and more as we get smaller. So now that we're done doing that with our smallest petals, we are going to start on the middle, the centerpiece. So we're going to take those 4 bones and just use the 2 of them, glue them directly in the center, and then we'll place the other 2 on cross, just like that. Alright, we're going to start working on making our centerpiece, gluing where my fingers are. Just a little bit of glue, you don't have to do a lot of glue. And then we are going to fold them over just like so, and then hold them. You can stick one finger underneath and one on top to kind of hold pressure while that glue dries. Be careful not to burn your fingers because it does get hot. For our second part, we are going to glue just on one petal. The other one we are going to fold up just like that, and then hug the one with the glue right on top so that it holds it down. Now that that is done drying, we are going to glue it on top of our second crossbone piece. So we're going to try to glue it right in the middle. It's okay if you're a little bit off. I'm usually a little bit off. So just try to do it in the middle. It won't matter that much. And put it right down in the center. For these 4 different petals, we are going to fold them up and glue each single one. So we're going to do the inner side on both parts there. We are going to fold it up. When you fold it up, the more petals that you have on your centerpiece, the more outward you want to go as you go on. So see, that part isn't as tight to the middle as the first layer was. So this second layer, the 4 new petals, we are going to kind of pull them out a little bit more and more. So same thing with that partner piece. We are going to not put it so tight, kind of loosen it up, give it a little room, and then let that dry. And then we will do our last 2 petals. Same thing on the inner side right there, and on the inner side right there. And make it even more loose if you can, just like that. And be careful because sometimes it takes a while to dry, or to cool off, I guess. So watch your fingers. And the last one, add a little bit of glue there, and a little bit of glue there. And hold it up, and then hold pressure while that cools off. Now we're going to work with our 4-inch hexagon base. We are going to start with the biggest petal, that 7-inch. We're only going to glue halfway down and put it right there. And then we are going to do 6 petals per layer, and that will be on that last sheet that I told you to pause and copy. So 6 petals per layer, the bottom layer being the biggest layer and the top layer being the smallest layer. For the rest of the petals, you can glue all the way across. It's just that first petal that you only glue halfway, and I will show you why once we get there. So you'll just continue gluing that all the way around. That sticky roller is heaven, guys. If you don't have a sticky roller by your work area, get one. I promise you will not regret it. Alright, now that we are on our last piece, we are going to slide it right up under that unglued half side. So remember, we didn't glue that half? This is why. Now all the petals look like they overlap. There's no stop and start point. Looks pretty good. So you're going to do that to the other layers. So again, the bottom one being the biggest. So we're going to do first layer 7 inches, and then 6 inches, and then 5, and then 4. So now we are wrapping that up with the last 2 petals, And all we have to do next is just add that centerpiece that we already made. And voila, there it is. It will be done as soon as we do that. At the end of the video, I'm actually going to give you a bonus little tutorial on how to do a spiral center. A lot of people have been asking me about that, so I figured I would just add it in there. So I will show you what the rose looks like with and without that spiral center. There it is, guys. And then you can just add that middle, push it down. I twist and turn it until I find a way that I think looks best, and then I'll glue it. So you'll see me there just messing around with it, just seeing what position I like it in most, and I like it there, so I'm going to pull it out. Glue on the edges, not necessarily the middle of the bottom, because the edges is what is going to stick onto those petals. So there we go, and then just hold it down there. Hold it, just give it a couple of more seconds because you want it to the glue to dry properly. And there we go. That is your rose. How beautiful. Don't give up, guys. You can do it. It's the hardest flower I've done so far. Now that I've done a lot of them, I think they're easy. So I hope you guys get some help from this tutorial. And thanks for watching. Make sure to check out our Instagram and Facebook page. And stay tuned. Right now, I'll show you how to do that spiral. So we're going to take a piece of paper, any piece of paper, and fold it up nicely. I've got that one folded in quarters, just a scrap piece of paper. And you're going to start with one petal. It doesn't matter which one, just one of the inners. And put a little tiny piece of glue right there, and then stick it to that centerpiece. The scrap paper is going to help you not get glue all over your petals, which I've learned the hard way. So if you've learned the hard way, I'm right there with you. So definitely get you a piece of scrap paper to start doing those spiral centers. And just do the same thing, slip it on under, add a dab of glue. Sticky roll is your best friend, guys. So right there, add a little bit of dab of glue. And it's not the very top part of the petal that I'm gluing, it's as far down as I can get it without getting my glue going everywhere. And just work your way around. Alright, so there it is, guys. This is your completed project. I hope you learned something, and I hope I made it a little bit easier for you. If you have any questions or comments, just put them below. Send me a direct message. Again, I'm on Etsy, Facebook, and Instagram. And then those templates are available on Etsy. I've got 5 right now up. And this is what it looks like. There you go. Well, stay tuned. I'll put more videos up. Comment below, send me a message, tell me what you want to learn, and I will try my best to get a video out there for you. Thanks for watching. I appreciate every single one of you guys. So thank you. And here is that photo of the layout. Go ahead and push pause, copy it down, and get blooming, guys.